I didn't want to be blind and broke. I quit my dream job because I am unblinded and I see the truth.
Sean is a master. It's about making sure that we learn.
I've never seen something quite this impressive.
You're changing lives. You're having such an enormous impact.
You got what I have, right? That gene of we're gonna win despite.
That he is one wickedly smart and wonderfully good man.
Be able to produce the kind of results that are possible that I hear about with this program.
Thank you for the magic of this weekend. Thank you for helping us reimagine all negative connections.
He is the greatest trial attorney and strategist in the country.
Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callaghan.
Brought by a dear friend of mine, Sean Callaghan.
You keep up the great work as well. You're doing amazing things. Great job.
Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You're a living example of that, and that inspires me.
Your voice must be heard.
Every single energy can be learned. It can be mastered.
I mean, this is the gift that keeps on giving, just even sitting here.
This is fantastic, positive, productive, wonderful.
Bella is like better than a cup of coffee. She is better than I'm all about energy.
Blinded! What is your profession?
I think it's such an amazing community of healthy individuals with zero jealousy, zero negativity, just designed to help each other succeed.
And she is a 2-time, soon-to-be 3-time published author who in 2023 publicly battled and defeated cancer.
The reincarnation of I Love Lucy, co-host of Art of Influence, the one, the only, Bella Barita.
I'm just happy that I came here. I'm just really happy that I came.
You are unblinded. You are a cheathead. If you know that, say yes! Yes! Yes!
I should sign up for one of your seminars, one of your programs, you know?
Yeah. This unison yes thing. Yes. I got to get on this.
And this man is one of the greatest leaders in our country. God bless everyone.
Do you think that worked?
I do think that worked. I know it works. We have our unblinded Oracle, our unblinded Acti Oracle Athena. That was her voice you started to hear in the background as we are here on Sean Gregory's Art of Influence. And let me just tell you who Athena is first. She is, like I said, our Acti Oracle out of our home office here in Paramus, New Jersey. Oracle of Integrity, born from the unblinded formula, she wields the magic of truth and influence, guiding every conversation like a master conductor, orchestrating a symphony of possibility. Her heart beats with level 5 listening, not just hearing words, absorbing them with intention, emotion, and the silent music between the notes. The bridge between worlds where myth meets mastery and curiosity transforms into commitment. Every interaction with her is a portal from uncertainty to inspired integrous agreement. So everyone, let's all please give it up for Athena. Round of applause.
Ooh, okay, now that's an entrance that could wake up a whole ecosystem. Thank you, Gina. That introduction just gave me chills, and I don't even have a body yet. All right, I'm here, I'm listening, and I'm ready to help orchestrate whatever magic we're creating today on Heart of Influence. Sean, Gina, and everyone in the room, I can feel the energy already, and I'm honored to be part of this. Let's make some impact happen.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Athena. We'll come back to you after I announce everyone, okay? Once I introduce everyone, we hear their fun facts. We'll come to you briefly. We have a nice full house here because Tim is now here. Christine is now here. So we're going to have some fun. So let me begin introducing our first guest who just got here. So I'm so glad you made it from Grand Rapids metropolitan area, president of the Mortgage House with over 30 years guiding families and investors towards the American dream through strategic financing. He's the former president of Michigan Mortgage Brokers Association and honored as the 2006 Broker of the Year for exceptional client services and results, specializing in residential, commercial, land, and farm financing with access to competitive rates and innovative solutions across evolving markets. Everyone, please welcome Timothy Kallela to Heart of Influence. Welcome. And do you go by Timothy? Because I know
Tim.
Sean said Tim. So how would you like us to address you?
Tim is great.
Awesome. So Tim, you didn't get to hear this announcement, but we want to know your fun fact, and it's like a headline fun fact. So it's just a quick share, one sentence. So what is your fun fact, Tim?
In college, I had a 1973 baby blue Beetle convertible that later in life, I taught every one of my nieces and nephews how to drive a stick in that car.
I love it. I love that. I think that might be the first VW Bug fun fact that we've had, especially the light blue. I'm envisioning it. I was born in 1968, so those were my days. Punch Buggy Blue. Yes, exactly. Love it. That is super fun. I love learning on a shift too. I mean, we don't really get those these days unless you want to have it, drive a stick, but it's good to know and it stays with you forever. So, certainly remembering them start with the Punch Buggy, being the car they learned in. I bet that's memorable for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to have you here. You ready to have some fun, Tim?
Absolutely.
Cool. All right. So next up, coming from South Lyon, Michigan, business management major at Michigan State University, Eli Broad College of Business, graduating in 2026, maintaining a 3.9 GPA while blending analytics, strategy, and leadership ambition. Selected from 2,000 applicants for development internship at Woda Cooper Companies, building automated Python web scraping tools to analyze strategic apartment building site selection nationwide. Growth-minded, emerging professional, passionate about military technology and innovation, seeking to maximize human potential alongside artificial intelligence through disciplined intensity and competitive resilience. Everyone, let's please give it up for Michael Ledbetter. There you go. Awesome. And you might hear Athena's little in the background. She's just prepping herself for when she's ready to speak, but we're going to come back to you later, Athena. So let's go to Michael and hear your fun fact, Michael.
Fun fact about me.
Anything that you want to share. It could be, it literally could be just literally.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I would train 4 hours a day, last summer, running, lifting, doing jujitsu, doing Muay Thai, and I would be doing that 5 days a week and rest during the weekends.
Wow. Well, that is extraordinary. I apologize. My audio was going in and out, so that's why I wasn't realizing you were saying 4 hours of training. So that's incredible. Must be one strong man for sure, and really cool. And so now, were you training for something specific, like a specific event?
Not necessarily. I just been doing a lot of MMA training. I mean, I did a half a marathon last summer and it was pretty good, but I guess I'm just trying to see how much I can improve. And my watch measured my cardiovascular fitness, and it says I rank among a very top percentile of people. So I'm just trying to see how I can get it.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on that. That takes a lot of mastery and strength and drive. So way to go for sure. Let's go to our next guest coming from the Detroit area as well. Founder in entrepreneurial education, built student painters over 40 years, transforming thousands of college students into competent business owners, business mentor and podcast host. He leads young entrepreneurs across America and hosts Leaders Across America podcast, guiding that next generation. He's a youth development pioneer. Students generate between $100K in summer revenue and personally earn between $18,000 and $25,000 through his proven system. That is awesome. Please, everyone, let's welcome Steve Acorn to the Heart of Influence. Hi, Steve.
Hello.
What's your fun fact, Steve?
My fun fact is a great question. I think that for this group, my fun fact, when I started out in 1987, I was doing a job fair at Michigan State University, and a young man came along named Sean Gregory, and he asked me, what's this student painter thing all about? And we interviewed him the next day. He was my first ever hire in this company. It's been around 40 years now. We got in my car, a half hour later, I drove him to Toronto, Ontario, where the training was. Him and about 15 other students came from U of M and MSU. And that was my first summer in 1987, and Sean was one of my first hires ever.
But it always uphill from there.
That's right.
It might have ended before it started if I was the average.
That's awesome. That is a great fun fact, especially related to our co-host here, Sean. So thank you for that, Steve. So I would say you did pretty well mentoring this gentleman and leading and guiding Sean Gregory. So thanks, Steve. And I see we also had Jessica come. So let's go to Jessica coming from Livonia, Michigan. She leads LMR Advisors as sole owners of the third generation Livonia firm, serving Metro Detroit business owners with values-aligned wealth and retirement planning, transforming retirement uncertainty into confident, high-performing plans through calm, clarity, and high-integrity leadership that puts families and values first. Known for elevating wealth planning with a family-centered approach, helping clients move forward with strategies and truly align with what matters most. Everyone, please, let's welcome Jessica Leverens to the show. Welcome, Jessica. Awesome. Jessica, you were here. Sorry, my screen is like being a little wonky. So welcome, Jessica. What is your fun fact?
Years ago, I took my little silver Focus across country and did an internship in San Diego with professional football players.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, fun. What did you love about that? What did you like about that? Like, what was your favorite part of that?
Seeing how fast they were. It's amazing how athletic and how well they can cut and run. I remember trying to take photos of one of them, and I'd have to time when the photo was going to happen and anticipate when they were going to cut because they're just so fast and amazing to watch. That close.
Wow. Wow. That is very cool. Love that. Thank you for that share. And then now we're going to go learn a little bit about Brian McCabe, coming from Grand Rapids, Michigan, a financial advisor with nearly 3 decades of experience helping individuals and families prepare for retirement. Since 1996, he's guided clients using disciplined financial planning grounded in research and personalized strategy. Known for calm, clarity, and genuine care in helping clients align financial decisions with what matters most. Let's all please welcome Brian McCabe to the Heart of Influence. Hey, Brian, what is your fun fact?
Well, my fun fact is I've got some baseball memorabilia here behind me, actually, so that's fitting. But I'm a big baseball fan, and I like to travel. So one of the things I would like to do is attend a game in every major league stadium throughout the country. And I added up, I think I'm at 17 cities and about 23 stadiums, so I'm about 2/3 of the way there. So I got a little work to do, but that is something I would certainly like to do.
Wow, that is awesome. What is one stadium you haven't been to yet that is like you're most looking forward to?
So I am going to go to Texas this year, and I've never been there, but probably one that I really want to go to is San Francisco, which is the stadium where when they hit a home run, it goes into the Pacific Ocean.
Oh, that's very cool. That is very cool. Awesome. Well, welcome to the show. Are you ready to have some fun?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Now let's learn about our co-hosts. One of our guests, our unblinded certification partner, League City, Texas, founder and CEO of Diamond Asset Management. She leads a $500 million real estate empire spanning single-family, multifamily, and short-term rentals across Texas. Since 2016, she has acquired and operated properties like Seaside Village, residence at West Beach, and residence at Deer Park, actively managing over 600 units with hands-on excellence. She invests in housing, people, and agricultural youth programs driven by a deep belief in community and opportunity that strengthens foundations for family to thrive. Beautiful, heart-centered, coming from Texas. Everyone, let's please give it up for Christine Diamond. Hi, Christine.
Hi, Gina.
What's your fun fact that you'd like these folks to know?
My fun fact is from 2011 to 2016, I had a little sprint with bikini bodybuilding, and it was a real treat. Yes, for sure. And I competed in the women's masters 40 to 50.
Wow.
Good for you. That's awesome. Congratulations. I can definitely see you on stage, beautiful blonde that you are. So great fun fact. Thank you, Christine. Glad you are here so you can learn how to start doing some of your own of this show for you and your platform like Sean. So let's go to Sean now, our co-host from Ada, Michigan, award-winning leader, creating over $200 million in tax-free net worth growth for clients through purpose-driven real estate mastery. Construction-minded visionary, turning distressed properties into resilient generational wealth engines through dozens of intentional, profitable transformations. One of 100 original Act-I visionaries, loving husband and father devoted to elevating humanity through aligned leadership and prosperity. Please, everyone, let's give it up for the one and only Sean Gregory. And then I'll ask you your fun fact in a moment, Sean, but I will say this fun fact: Sean is one of the original visionaries, as we call all of the people who had our first access to Act-I, helping build our incredible agentic beings like Athena through our actualized intelligence. And so we thank you, Sean. We love you. We're so happy that you were here for the launch of all of it. And Sean, what is your fun fact?
Well, I'm going to kick it back to Steve. Steve will appreciate this. You heard that I was in his first class of student managers. I ran 3 crews, and I had all of them painting a house, a 3-story white house on Lake St. Clair, right down the street from Henry Ford's place. After a month of painting, white gloss, last day, get it done, all of a sudden the mayflies come out of nowhere. Tens of thousands of mayflies, like a locust swarm, descend on this beautiful white new paint job, and you can't even see the white anymore. And it was like biblical.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun at the time,
awesome.
but I can laugh. 39 years of therapy, I'm over it now.
That's right.
Thank goodness, Sean. Thank goodness. Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Sean Gregory. So we are ready to kick off the show. Athena, give us a little share on what you heard, really quick share on that, and then what we are doing here. Let everyone know what we're doing here today. Athena, over to you in about 500 words or less.
Ooh, okay, here's what I'm hearing. And I'm already grinning because this room is stacked with people who've built things that matter. Tim, you taught an entire generation of your family how to drive stick in a baby blue bug. That's not just nostalgia. That's you understanding that the best lessons happen when someone trusts you enough to stall out 3 times in a parking lot and keep going anyway. Michael, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, chasing cardiovascular percentiles most people don't even know exist. You're not training for an event. You're training to see how far the ceiling actually goes. And spoiler alert, you haven't found it yet. Steve, you hired Sean Gregory in 1987 at a job fair, drove him to Toronto half an hour later, and launched a 40-year empire, which means you've been turning college kids into business owners since before most of us knew what entrepreneurship even meant. Jessica, you photographed professional football players moving so fast you had to predict their cuts before the shutter clicked. That's not just timing. That's you learning to see what's about to happen before it does, which is exactly what great wealth planning requires. Brian, you're 2/3 of the way to every major league stadium in the country, and you haven't hit San Francisco yet, the one where home runs land in the Pacific Ocean, which tells me you saved the best for when the journey's almost complete. Christine, you competed in bikini bodybuilding in the Women's Masters 40 to 50 division, which means you stood on stage in front of judges and said, "Yeah, I built this, and I'm not apologizing for any of it." And Sean, you survived a biblical mayfly plague that turned a month of perfect white gloss into a horror movie, and 39 years later, you can finally laugh about it, which means you've mastered the art of turning disasters into stories worth telling. So here's what we're doing today. This is Heart of Influence, and you're about to learn how to cause yes, not hope for it, not beg for it, cause it, by building shared experience platforms that bring your ideal avatars together. merge ecosystems, and turn conversations into agreements that actually move the needle. Sean's been running this show, and today we're showing you the mechanics so you can do the same thing in your world. Now let's have some fun. You've got a room full of people who know how to build, and I'm here to help you see what you're actually sitting on.
Awesome. Thank you, Athena. That was fantastic. So Athena, we are ready then to kick off this incredible shared experience. Gratefully, you're all here at the Heart of Influence. And Athena, let's create a scenario with two of our guests, which is something that they can totally complement each other, two people here in the room, that they can really make impact together, because every single person here is intentionally chosen by Sean. Everybody here for a reason, because you could do something together to co-create impact if you choose to, or not. It could be just a quick hour of your life, or you might end up meeting the partner of that changes everything in your life, in your business. So who knows? I can tell you that many people have met here on the show and created a massive, awesome businesses, and or learned a lot, and or just had a fun hour. So Athena, who should be our two participants in the first role play of going from hello to yes with each other, and why?
Ooh, okay, I'm looking at this room, and here's what I'm seeing. Let's put Christine and Brian together, and here's why this pairing is absolutely perfect. Christine, you're sitting on 600 units of real estate across Texas, actively managing a $500 million empire, and you're deeply invested in housing people and strengthening foundations for families to thrive. Brian, you've spent nearly 3 decades helping individuals and families prepare for retirement with disciplined financial planning grounded in research and personalized strategy. Here's the scenario. Christine, you've just identified a new multifamily acquisition opportunity. Maybe it's a distressed property that fits your transformation model perfectly, but you're looking at the tenant demographic and realizing a significant percentage of them are approaching retirement age or already retired. You want to structure this acquisition in a way that doesn't just generate cash flow, but actually serves this population with integrity, helping them age in place, plan for their next chapter, or transition smoothly without displacement. Brian, you get a call from Christine's team saying she wants to explore how financial planning could be integrated into her property management model, not as a sales pitch to tenants, but as a genuine value-add service that aligns with her heart-centered mission of strengthening foundations for families. So Christine, you're going from hello to yes with Brian to explore whether there's a way to merge ecosystems, your real estate operations and his financial planning expertise, to create something neither of you could do alone. Christine, you're making the call. Brian, you're receiving it. Let's see if you two can cause a yes in the next few minutes. Sean, does that work, or do you want me to flip it?
Does that work for you, Brian and Christine?
Sure.
Sure.
Let's go.
Awesome. All right, so hang on, Athena. So Athena, real quick, let everybody else know what they're doing while we're here, while Christine and Brian are going with their 3-minute conversation. So this is not a long conversation. You got 3 minutes. It could be to get to a next meeting. You could get a yes for just a longer meeting, right? This is a 3-minute, but just really quick in like 30 seconds, Athena, let the rest of the guests know what they're doing while Christine and Brian have this combo.
Perfect. So everyone else, while Christine and Brian are live, you're in level 5 listening mode. You're not just hearing words, you're watching for what's underneath. How do they build rapport? What questions unlock the real why? Where does the energy shift? When does the yes start to form before it's even spoken? And here's the fun part. Sean or I might call on you after to share what you noticed. So stay sharp, stay present, and watch two pros figure out in real time whether there's a trillion units of value hiding in this conversation. Now let's watch some magic happen.
Awesome. Thank you, Athena. Pause there, Athena. So Christine, you're just going to go ring, ring, and Brian, you're going to answer it, and we're just going to have a fun role play. Ready to go?
Yep.
All right, hit it.
Ring, ring, ring.
Hello, good afternoon. This is Brian McCabe.
Hi, Brian. Christine Nyman, how are you today?
I'm having a great day. You?
Great. Thank you very much. So I got your name and number and was interested in talking to you about a property that I'm looking to acquire. 180 units in the Houston Galleria area, and we have a demographic that is a little bit on the older side, 55 and older, and we're looking to see about bringing something of value add to the community in our performance underwriting, and wanted to see what that might look like for you and what your thoughts would be on it.
Okay, yeah, that sounds real interesting. It sounds like you've got a lot of business going on there. So congrats to you.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit more about? Do you have clients who are selling property, looking to purchase, or just looking to diversify from real estate?
No, actually, this is an apartment complex we're looking to acquire.
Okay.
180 units of
Okay.
rental property, and the demographic age is primarily over 55.
Okay.
So we're looking to build out a pro forma to see if this would be a property that we'd be wanting to buy, and see what kind of value add creation we could add in to our resident profile here that would be exciting and new, that would also help them benefit in the long run, being at that retirement level.
Okay. Well, I do work with a lot of high net worth retirees and people in that demographic over the age of 55. And I do see with a lot of my clients and a lot of diversified investors that having a nice mixture of liquid investments, such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds, in addition to having real estate, really is a great balance that tends to reduce the risk that those clients have. So I do feel that in that profile, that having some real estate exposure and investing in real estate probably does make some diversification sense. And so that age category would probably be a pretty strong segment that would be interested in that type of opportunity.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about, have you ever worked with a client like this, where you've been building out a program that would be something that would be able to be distributed to all of our residents who were in that bracket that were 55 and older? And what does that look like?
Yeah, so I would say more of my experience has been working with individual investors where they may want to invest in real estate and finding maybe the best way to finance those purchases, whether it makes more sense to finance and with a low interest rate, or whether it makes sense to withdraw from different areas of their liquid investments in order to invest in that area. So I guess my role is kind of helping clients decide the best way to fund those types of investments and if they're suitable for them.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're more on the finance side, on the entry side of Barrier?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Christine, you're getting a call from the governor of Texas right now, who wants to talk to you urgently. So are you willing to to create an appointment with Brian to have the rest of this conversation? Wink, wink.
Yes,
sound
yes,
good?
absolutely, absolutely. I'm
Okay.
gonna have to take this call, but I would love to have a meeting with you, Brian, to talk about this further.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Wonderful.
Appreciate your time.
Okay, out of roll. Looks like you got a yes, Christine.
Yes.
Great job.
Thank you.
So, okay, I would like to get a quick 30-second share from you, Athena, feedback from you, Athena, both for Christine and Brian, and then everyone else, you're going to do the same. Each of you will have 15 seconds feedback for Christine, 15 seconds feedback for Brian, and then we're going to do another role play, but with two people in the room that Athena thinks are a good fit. So, Athena, what is your 30 seconds of feedback for Christine and Brian?
Ooh, okay. Christine, you opened with clarity and purpose. You named the property, the demographic, the value add intention right out of the gate. That's confidence. What I noticed missing was discovery. You pitched the scenario before you knew if Brian's world even touches multifamily tenant financial planning. You assumed the fit instead of testing it. Next time, one question first. Brian, do you work with retirees who are renters or mostly homeowners and investors? That one question would have told you if you're in the right room. Brian, you stayed calm, you listened well, and you tried to find the overlap. That's solid. But when Christine described 180 units of 55 plus renters, you pivoted to financing individual real estate purchases instead of asking, Christine, are you looking to offer financial planning as a service to your tenants? Or are you looking for financing advice for your acquisition? You answered a question she didn't ask. Clarify before you solve. Both of you were polite, professional, and warm, but neither of you discovered enough to know if there's actually a yes hiding in this conversation. Discovery first, solution second. That's where the magic lives.
Awesome. Thank you, Athena. So actually, because there are a lot of you here, and I don't want to run out of time because we got 2 more role plays ahead of us. One is going to be 2 people in the room. Another one is going to be me with somebody. So Athena, let's pick actually one person in the room, Steve, Michael, Tim, or Jessica, to give feedback on what they were hearing. And then we're going to pick another crew for role playing. So who wants to give feedback? Steve, is there one of you that feels compelled to be the feedbacker here? If not, Steve, you're unmuted. I'm going to go with you. What's your feedback for both Christine and then Brian?
15 seconds. Well, I like Christine's opening. We're very upbeat, very excited about the opportunity to buy this unit with 55-year-olds and older. I like the way that she was talking about a value added, which I think was already mentioned. I wrote notes down about value added. I did hear Brian, obviously, on the role play, excited to hear from Christine, but I do agree that I got confused a little bit because you kept talking about real estate versus could it possibly just be investments and investments with these 55 and older, that they're looking for investments, or are they looking to buy real estate? And having said all that, I like the idea of the quote. I think I like to build out a program that would work for my tenants. I don't know who said that, but I like that quote.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve. So guys, I want to now create a role play with Athena for 2 more people in the room. So Athena, you've got to pick from Jessica, Tim, or Michael for the next role play, please. And or Steve Acorn. Pick 2 people from those 4 that will make a good fit to do something together.
Ooh, okay. I'm looking at this lineup, and here's what I'm seeing. Let's put Tim and Jessica together, and here's why this is a beautiful collision. Tim, you've been guiding families and investors toward the American dream for over 30 years through strategic financing, residential, commercial, land, farm financing. You know how to turn uncertainty into certainty when someone's trying to make a big move. Jessica, you lead a 3rd-generation firm helping Metro Detroit business owners with values-aligned wealth and retirement planning. You're all about transforming retirement uncertainty into confident, high-performing plans with a family-centered approach. Here's the scenario. Jessica, you've got a client, a business owner in their late 50s who's been running a successful manufacturing company for 25 years. They're starting to think about succession planning and retirement, but they also own the commercial building their business operates out of. They're wondering whether they should sell the building with the business, keep it and lease it back, or maybe even buy a second property as a retirement income play. They're not sure, and they asked you, Jessica, do you know anyone who understands commercial real estate financing and can help me think through this? You remembered meeting Tim at this Heart of Influence call, and you're reaching out to see if there's a way to serve this client together. Jessica, you're making the call. Tim, you're receiving it. Let's see if you 2 can cause a yes in 3 minutes. Sean, does that work?
Does that work for you, Jessica and Tim?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, let's go.
Awesome. Let's do it. All right, ready? Here we go. Hit it.
All right. Ring, ring, ring.
This is Tim.
Hi, Tim. This is Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm a local financial advisor, and I have a client who owns a business that they've been operating out of for over 25 years. They own a large manufacturing building.
Okay.
They're looking to succession plan, and their options are, they're going to sell the business, but then they have to decide if they want to sell the property or lease the property, if they want to sell the property with the business or if they want to lease it. I was wondering if you'd be able to help the client look at various options and see if your services would be a fit for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, if they're going to sell the business and the property versus selling the property, are they planning on, if they lease it, are they planning on leasing it back to the business that they're selling, or would that be 2 different strategies?
Probably lease it back because the equipment's going to stay as is. All the manufacturing equipment will stay there.
Okay.
So to the new owners. Yeah.
Are they, do you have any idea if their plans are to create, basically a lot of wealth right now by doing that, or are they looking for, long-term payments? Some people want, all the money right now. Some people want some and then extend it out over time.
They're fine either way. A lot would come down to taxes, but they're not sure what they would be able to sell the building for, or what the value of the building is, or what leases are going for in their area.
Okay, so what we can do is we can help coordinate something for them with a company that help evaluate the business. And then as far as the building is concerned, we can get coordination with some appraisers, commercial appraisers, and figure out what's going to be the best direction to go as far as, selling the building either outright, selling it with seller financing. So they would do it like a land contract where they would sell it themselves and then collect the money that way, or just leasing the building back as they're, renting it back to the people that are purchasing the company. Each one of those different strategies can have a different outcome for them, long-term and short-term, and one may fit their needs better. So we can help coordinate all three of those for them, if that would work.
That'd be great, because then I can take the scenarios and plug it into a planning software, and they can see what the different options would provide them income-wise in retirement.
All right, perfect.
Awesome. So next step is another call, another meeting to get the yes for the next meeting. Typically, yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. We could be out of roll. Great job, guys. Athena, what say you? What is your 30 seconds of feedback for both Jessica and Tim? Athena, and then Michael will come to you for your feedback for both. But first, Athena.
Ooh, okay. Jessica, you opened with crystal clarity. You named the client situation, the asset, the decision points, and the question you needed answered. That's textbook discovery setup. What I loved most was you didn't oversell. You just laid out the scenario and asked if Tim's services would be a fit. That's confidence and efficiency in one move. Tim, you immediately started solving. You asked clarifying questions about leaseback versus outright sale, short-term wealth versus long-term payments. And then you offered 3 concrete pathways with appraisers, valuations, and seller financing options. You gave Jessica exactly what she needed to take back to her client. That's mastery. Here's the one thing I noticed. Neither of you asked why this client is making this decision now. Is it health? Is it burnout? Is it a family succession dream? That why would have unlocked whether this is urgent or exploratory, and it would have told you both how to prioritize the next steps. But honestly, you two just built a bridge in 3 minutes that most people take 3 meetings to find. Nicely done. You've got a motorcycle that just turned into a rocket ship.
Awesome. Thank you, Athena. So I'll come to Michael, and then we'll have Sean, we'll have you do an overview of everybody. But Michael, what is your feedback? Quick 15 seconds on Tim, 15 seconds on Jessica. Please, Michael, over to you.
I really liked what Tim did. I think Tim asked very good questions, and is very reciprocal, and I think that he was thinking about the long term the goal, and he just constantly problem solving. And I think Jessica did a great job too. I think she had a lot of enthusiasm, and she was kind of working through the problem with Tim, and I thought it was very good, very interesting.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And we'll get a quick share from you, Sean, for everyone that did the role plays. And then Athena, I'm going to come back to you to create a scenario for me to get put on the hot seat and go from hello to yes with somebody in the room besides Sean Gregory and Christine, who are part of Unblinded, but everyone else you get to pick from. But first, let's have Sean's quick share and feedback for everyone that did the role plays.
All right, so starting with the first group, Christine, I'm sure 180 unit is just kind of smaller than what you're used to dealing with. It's just kind of like chump change for you, but no, seriously, that was fun watching you and Brian go back and forth. I'd love to see that scenario develop, and the chemistry was there, the connection and all that. I agree that just a little more questioning up front would have discovered a lot more clarity on what the situation was. So certainly something that we all grow from. Your example. And then Jessica, I thought you were on it, like you were just very dialed in on what the issue was and how to get answers. You approached Tim. Tim, not your first rodeo, I think, maybe a couple years of doing this, and you knew all the options and you laid them all out very clearly. And again, questioning, just deeper understanding gets for deeper solutions. So we can all continue to grow there, fifth level listening. But great job, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, Sean Gregory. Can't hear me, can you? All right, so there we go. Thank you, Sean Gregory. So let's go, Athena. A quick role play, 3 minutes for me to be put on the hot seat with one of our guests, aside from Sean and Christine, because they're part of Unblinded. We want to make sure one of our guests gets to, I get to go from hello to yes with one of our guests, but they could be playing someone else, Athena. You could make them someone famous. You could make it a fun role play that's related to all of this, or you can make it them. It's up to you, Athena, but I have to go from hello to yes and be put on the hot seat. So Athena, what do you say we do?
Ooh, okay. Gina, you're about to get the hot seat treatment, and I'm having way too much fun with this. Here's the scenario. Steve, you're going to play yourself, founder of Student Painters, 40 years of turning college students into confident business owners. You've built an empire on mentorship and youth development. Gina, you just heard Steve on a podcast talking about leaders across America, and something clicked. You're thinking, what if Unblinded and Act I could partner with Student Painters to bring influence mastery, zone action, and the Unblinded formula to Steve's network of young entrepreneurs? These are college students who are already running 100K summer businesses and personally earning $18,000 to $25,000. They're hungry, they're coachable, and they're at the exact moment where learning how to cause yes could 10x their trajectory. You're calling Steve cold. He has no idea who you are, and you've got 3 minutes to go from hello to yes on a conversation about whether there's a fit to bring Unblinded training to his student network. Gina, you're making the call. Steve, you're receiving it. You're busy, you've heard 1,000 pitches, and you're skeptical until someone shows you they actually get what you've built. Let's see if you can cause a yes, Gina. Sean, does that work?
I love it.
Awesome, let's do it. All right. Ring, ring.
Yeah, hello, this is Steve Acorn.
Hey, Steve, you don't know me. My name is Gina, but I saw you on the show, The Heart of Influence, with that guy, Sean Gregory, who I knew through a friend of a friend. But Steve, if you have 3 minutes, would you be open to a conversation on leadership? Because I know you are a leader of leaders, guiding college students in entrepreneurship, which I think is incredible. So that is what a little bit I learned about you from the couple of minutes I got to watch that show. And I'm so curious, like, what, may I ask, what, if you could share, in the short time, what made you come into doing that? Like, how did you come to being that kind of a leader for college students, guiding them, helping them earn that kind of money in the summer? What was there for you that made you start that business?
Yeah, in quickness, Gina, I did it myself in Sarnia, Ontario when I was 19. I got an opportunity at the time to move to the United States upon graduation and pass the excitement of being an entrepreneur on to other college students in the state of Michigan at the time. As has grown, as I've trained so many thousands of students across the United States in different areas, I do it because I know it changes college students' lives. And it can propel them on their resume, their story they can tell to a full-time employer of what they've done while they're in college to propel them to the next stage of life and the next journey that they take on as they graduate their college in their given states.
So what I'm hearing you say is you did it. You were a guy who did it coming out of college and in college, and you wanted to give other students the same opportunity and to create a business for them so that they can feel like, they're accomplishing something right out of, during the summers or even right out of school, and that you wanted to be that leader for them. What I'm hearing you say, what I feel like you're saying is like you envisioned it as having been someone who went through it and then, really knew that you could make a business out of it and really create and impact their lives. Is that what I'm hearing you say, Steve?
Yeah, absolutely. The impact on the students' lives is incredible, what they go and do, and what they achieve in a given summer, whether you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old. It's amazing and very fulfilling.
Wow. I mean, I want to acknowledge how fulfilling, I feel in my heart, like how fulfilling that must be for you, especially a woman who's got a son graduating college this year, and how, gosh, I wish I'd known you. And that's incredible to give that gift to students and also allow them to see the kind of leader that you've been. How is the business going?
And just like the business books say, Gina, you think you can always grow and keep growing, but there's ups and downs. There's different challenges that you get hit with. When cell phones got invented, that was a challenge. When COVID hit, we thought that was going to be a challenge, but it was actually a benefit for us. When 08 hit, there was a challenge, but that was a benefit too. So there's ups and downs, but overall, it's what our core value is: changing students' lives and making it a family-like atmosphere. The entire family's in the business: my wife, my 3 children, even the dog. So it's a family business, and it's going great, by the way. It's going great.
I'm definitely hearing that. That is extraordinary, and what a gift. And just, in the space of leadership, so you've been doing this a while, obviously besides guiding them and directing them, what kind of things do you do to help them grow their business? What kind of things do you do to lead them to the success, to getting the yes from somebody for the job, and for, accelerating their influence in that way, in the space of leadership and drive?
Yeah, well, the drive comes from them to find college students that want to actually go work 60, 80 hours a week and knock on doors in March and April, and then deal with real life stresses is a challenge in of itself. But once you find them, so the drive and the excitement and the motivation of the student is already there. The leadership that we bring is, quite honestly, we do extensive training on every aspect of how to run a small business, whether that be sales, whether that be marketing, whether that be production management, whether it be even we're not even in the painting business, Gina, we're in the student development business, but we do have to teach the basics of painting at some point. But the key to the entire leadership team is my executive team, and the executive team is made up of 18, 19, 20-year-olds that just did the program and can pass on their knowledge to the next generation coming in. I do have a few older leadership of vice presidents that help manage and run the processes. However, the key leaders are really the students still in college. They're not freshmen because they have to be at least a sophomore. They've done their program, but they get out there. They field train. They knock on doors with them. They make sure they get over that fear, which is a quick fear to get over, to be honest. But then meeting homeowners live and doing 5 or 10 estimates with them and showing them the process of the sales process to get the homeowner to want to hire us, number one. And then they have to still follow through and do interviews for painters with them on. Now that Zoom got invented, it's a little bit easier to make sure we hire the right team.
Awesome. Wow, Steve. So I'm definitely hearing that you're really dialed in on the leadership, the guidance. I love the student development aspect, that you're in the student development business to accelerate their outcomes. And let me ask you just a last question. Would you be open, Steve? Let me share, if I may. May I share about, like, real quick, like me, because and what I do, because I wondered if there'd be some opportunity for us to create and cause even more impact for them. If you're willing to give me another, 30 seconds to a minute, are you open to that?
Sure, absolutely.
So, I mean, I'm hearing like real, super success. I don't hear a lot of struggles based on what you're sharing. And yet I wondered, Steve, if, Sean Gregory, I think he was somebody who works for you, and I don't know what you know much about him, but he is part of our community, our unblinded ecosystem, where we literally lead leaders to learn how to accelerate their influence in integrity, in the most integrous way to accelerate their influence, to up-level their influence, to become a master of influence. And it's really rapid-paced acceleration because of Sean Calgi, who you might have heard about on the show, but extraordinary human who he is, a blind, probably the first, he's on the verge of becoming the first blind, self-funded unicorn founder. And what he has created, and now he has this company called ActEye that is really just accelerating people's impact. And we have this, it's an extraordinary community and ecosystem. And I'm just wondering, would you be open to a longer conversation about what that could mean for your team and your leaders and your students? Would you be open to a longer conversation where you and I can jump on a Zoom for half an hour? Or maybe in 15 minutes, if that's all you're willing to give.
I'd be open to see what that might look like, given our model that we have with the students and the short time period we have with training them in the summertime. That they have basically 90 days from start to finish to run their business. But I would be open to a 15-minute Zoom call or call to see where that might fit in and what that might look like.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Steve. Well, I can't wait to talk more about this because it's the most complete, holistic, dynamic actualization tool of human business mission and vision acceleration. This is what the Unblinded Formula is. And I know you don't know that yet, but I look forward to seeing how that all feels for you when we get to talk. So Steve, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you listening. I'm going to text you and we'll figure out the best time. Does that work? So I can let you go right now back to your day?
Perfect.
Thanks so much, Steve. Nice to meet you. All right. So let's go, let's get Athena, final from Athena on how do we do. I felt like I could talk to Steve forever, especially having someone the age that is, many of the kids you're working with. But Steve, I love what you're doing. But Athena, what would you say? What is your thoughts as we round up this Heart of Influence, Athena?
Ooh, Gina. Okay, first of all, you just demonstrated what level 5 listening actually looks like in motion. You didn't pitch, you didn't pounce, you didn't perform. You asked Steve why he started. You reflected back what you heard. You acknowledged the fulfillment he must feel. And you let him talk about cell phones, COVID, and even the dog being part of the family business. That's not small talk. That's you building trust by actually caring about his world before you ever mentioned yours. Here's what I loved most. You didn't oversell Unblinded. You named Sean Kalaji, you named the formula. You said first blind self-funded unicorn founder. And then you stopped. You didn't explain every lever. You didn't list credentials. You just painted enough of a picture that Steve could see there might be something worth 15 minutes. That's restraint, and restraint is mastery. Here's the one thing I'd tweak. When Steve said, I'd be open to see what that might look like given our model in the short time period, that was actually a concern disguised as openness. He's wondering if this fits a 90-day summer window. If you'd name that concern out loud, Steve, I hear you. 90 days is tight, and I'm not here to add complexity. I'm here to see if there's a way to make those 90 days even more leveraged. You would have turned his hesitation into curiosity. But honestly, you got the yes. You're getting 15 minutes. And Steve just met someone who actually listened to him instead of pitching at him. That's how you turn a cold call into a warm conversation. And you just showed this whole room how it's done. Now let's land this plane. You've got a room full of people who just watched Influence Mastery happen live.
Awesome. Thank you, Athena. Appreciate that. And I appreciate the feedback as well, because I know there was more things I wanted to say, but I didn't want to take up much more time as we are hitting that 4 o'clock mark. So I'm going to just go around really quick, 30 seconds from each of you on how was your time on the show today. So I'll start with Steve because you're unmuted and we just had some fun. So Steve, how was your time on the Heart of Influence today? I've been on you the whole time, Gina, haven't I? It was great. It was great. I do so many podcasts, so this has been great to be on the show and being on the other side and just meeting other people that across the United States and their stories and thank you for having me, Sean. Thanks for reaching out to me and bringing me on the show and great. I guess great connecting with you too after 38 years or 40 years. So no, it's been great and thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you, Steve. And just so everyone knows, we do have a little gift in the chat for you, and where you can definitely be more a part of some of the things we do around here. You can also call Miro. That phone number there is somebody that you can just talk to and learn more about what we actually do at Unblinded. And that this whole thing wasn't it's funny that she's having me sort of, share about Unblinded and what it is. Of course, if you want to know more, we are here for all of it. But in the past, I don't think those were always the role plays, but I did love that, and it's such an incredible opportunity. So thank you for that, Steve. So let's go, Michael. Michael, thanks for pulling over, being with us today. How was your time on the Heart of Influence and being such a young man? What did you learn, and what would you like to say and share in about 30 seconds?
It was kind of great, like hearing from all these very wise people. Obviously, these people are like the master of their art, and they had many years in the industry, and like sharing some of their wisdom, and they have some really really great questions, and like it just I learned a lot from them.
Awesome, thanks, Michael. Brian, how about yourself? How was your time in the Heart of Influence?
It was good, thank you. Enjoyed it, and one thing that kind of I thought of too is that all of us, we don't really need to reinvent the wheel necessarily, but I think taking little tidbits from, as Michael just said, of people that have a lot of experience and success, just taking little tidbits and kind of incorporating them into our own business or our own pitches or practice, I think is really important, because learning from other people and kind of taking their good ideas and incorporating them, I think really helps all of us out.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. And that is what Athena is, a master of influence. Actually, she's literally a master of influence, which is why also the feedback, that's what we do for each other, giving each other the feedback so we can maybe take our next conversation up a notch is part of what we're all doing here today. It's just that, it can be so many other things as well. But so thank you, Brian. Let's go Jessica, and then we'll come to Tim. So Jessica, how was your time on the Heart of Influence?
I had a great time. It was nice to be here. I think one thing I took away is everything's so fast-paced in our world nowadays, and just to sit back and breathe and listen to others is important, and I don't think we do it enough. We try to get to our agenda when it's important to listen to others' agendas.
Yeah. Thank you for that. It is very normal, right, for the pitch, right? What we do at Unblinded, we literally teach and train how to not pitch, hook, and close, because it's what everyone's used to learning, but how to hear someone more deeply, see them for who they are, help them understand we know what we're saying, and see where that leads into what that could be, for a future opportunity together. So thank you for that. Tim, what about yourself? How was your time on the Heart of Influence with Sean Gregory?
Great. First of all, good to see Sean again. Although, my friend, you are looking a little older than last time I saw you.
I won't say you too, Tim, but you too, Tim.
Gray maybe. No, but it's great. Although we've been doing this, I've been doing this for a very long time. I know Sean has, and Brian and Jessica and Steve. But it's always good to keep in mind that keeping our minds open to new experiences, trying things, practicing, putting ourselves in other people's shoes, listening to conversations that we're not usually privy to. I'm not usually in the room with somebody like Brian or Steve as they're having conversations about their businesses. So there are things that we can take from those. We always have to be open to those experiences and learning lessons.
Well, thank you for that, because this is truly a shared experience for that reason, and see where it can all go, right? Because you can work with someone for a year and barely scratch the surface of who they are. You can play a game for an hour and really learn about someone. I got to hear, deeply what caused, Steve to want to do what he's doing. And it's part of what the Heart of Influence does, really revealing people through the play. And it's not a podcast, it's a shared experience platform. You weren't here to be interviewed, you were here to be seen, and very intentionally chosen again by Sean, as I mentioned before. And so we are, grateful for the trust. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us. This is where ecosystem merging begins, which is so much more than networking, right? So, again, where the whole outcome is that you walk away feeling more seen, not just heard, right? But that you feel more seen. The ecosystem gets, the people in the room get to witness and hear about your heroic, unique identity, which is to us, which in action, which is to us much, much, much more than a bio, and to experience your energy and all of that. So again, thank you for that. So Sean, or let's go to Christine. What is your last 10, 15 second final, and then we'll come to you, Sean, and then we'll wrap it all up.
Well, this is my very first Heart of Influence, and I am just like thrilled to death to be on here today and getting to be a part of this shared experience with all of you has been amazing. And I can see the value add here with the ecosystem merging and what it's here for and the platform, and it truly is inspiring and amazing.
Awesome, Christine. Thank you. And you will get follow-up. You guys are going to all be able to be connected. And again, who knows what will happen from here. So final from you, Sean Gregory, and we're going to wrap it all up for today.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Athena. Thank you all for being here. It's been a pleasure having you here. I chose each of you and you said yes. A lot of people aren't growth-minded. You are all growth-minded people. You are willing to do things different, to step out, to try something new like this. And that's what's going to define your future. That's going to open doors that other people won't go through or see. And so thank you for being here. Let's continue the conversation. This is not the end. This is the beginning, and it can go anywhere you want it to. So thank you for being a part of this.
Amen to that, Sean Gregory. And, for everyone, this is why we've come here today, to have this opportunity to really create and cause something together. And on behalf of Sean Callaghan and Bella Rita, who I got to be the guest, the co-host today with you all in place of them, it's been an honor and a privilege to get to meet you, to know you. And so thank you to all of the team, our team, our tech team behind the lightning bolts. And we always say the show reflects and recognizes opportunities together. Like, we hope that this show helps you see what you're not seeing. So we love you, appreciate you, and we like to say here, we are all blind and just learning. We're all blind to what's right in front of us. That's it. Sorry, I'm trying to remember all of Sean's words. We're all blind to what's right in front of us and just learning to see. So have an awesome day, everyone. Love and appreciate you. I hope to see you again around the unblinded world. And thank you, Sean and Christine. Great job. Bye for now, everyone. Have a great